Oh, we live. Let me make sure the audio is correct. Let me make sure my audio is correct. You. All right, we live, baby. We live. What's going on, y'all? This Mazuma TV, aka Marcus Rosa, aka Mazuma TV, all that good shit, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive night. You know what I mean? I had the day off from work today. You feel what I mean? Slept in. I didn't even get to sleep in for real. For real. I got right back to the grind, you know what I mean? As if it was a regular work day. You know what I mean? Shout out to them presidents for giving me that paid day off, man. It's very much appreciated. You know what I mean? And shit. Gotta go back to the regular scheduled programming tomorrow. So shout out to the nation, shout out to the mob. We definitely in the building. My boy Miles Jordan, the first comment in the building so far. What's going on, my brother? Hope everything is going well with you, man. It's been a few days since I've gone live because typically I don't go live on the weekends, but Thursday night I had my son. He stood overnight, so I was just chilling with him. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Meaty Riley. What's going on? What's going on? I hope everything is well. He says salute Mazuma TV and peace to the chat. Thank you very much. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's the guy that's responsible for my TikToks, man. Shout out to my boy. You know what I mean? He said, you already know I'm farming clips. We locked in. Yo, it is very much appreciated what you contribute to this channel. Thank you very much. You know what I mean? I love it, man. Thank you. You know what I mean? Selfish Santana, what's going on? What's going on? Anonymous, my boy Anonymous in the building. He said, I'm here to support. Hit that motherfucking like button on the way in. That's a fact, my brother. Thank you very much for bringing that up. Shout out to the nation. Shout out to the mob, man. I got some of the best supporters on YouTube, of course. Miles Jordan says, man, that A side, B side shit killing boxing. Would you like to elaborate on that, Miles? What is it that you're talking about exactly, man? You let me know what that is. You feel what I mean? Mastermind 96 says, great commentary. I ain't even get started yet, but I appreciate you complimenting my commentary. You know what I mean? I ain't even get started yet. We only 2 minutes in, but shout out to Mastermind, man. A supporter of mine for sure. You know what I mean? Shout out to the boy Mastermind. Orlando Finney says, what's good, Mazuma, and my fellow boxing enthusiasts. Shout out to my boy Orlando, man. Orlando's my middle name. That's the name of my father, and that's my son's middle name. So shout out to Orlando. You know what I mean? Good name, my brother. You know what I'm saying? We got some things that we gotta talk about today, man. We're gonna touch up on a whole Gervonta Davis situation and what's been going on with him. You know what I mean? I spoke about it in my video that I had posted earlier today. You know what I mean? If you ain't see that video, go check it out. Speaking on his whole ankle monitor situation, along with him threatening Teofimo Lopez. You know what I'm saying? So go check out that video. I had my thoughts and opinions on that. And I just wanted to touch on exactly what's going on with Terence Crawford and what's next for him. You know what I mean? Obviously, I wanted to speak about that on Thursday, but I was unable to come on. So I figured we speak about it now. You know what I mean? Better late than never. You feel what I mean? Mastermind said, tank the A side, everybody else D side. I mean, I guess. Miles Jordan said, man, like A-side dudes like Tank saying, nah, I ain't got to fight because I'm A-side. You can't offer me. If you ain't going to offer me and I send the offer and I'm the B-side, so how we going to make the fight? Well, he's making it clear that the fight not going to happen unless he wants it. So if he's not sending a counter offer, is not sending an offer at all, that means he don't want to fight. It's simple and plain. You know what I mean? If they be like, oh, I'm the A-side, I'm the one that send you the offer. Let's say me and you that's watching this video right now, let's say we gonna fight, right? And I'm the A side. Let's say you send me an offer. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Bro, do you not know how the business of boxing work? Like, I'm the one that got to send you the offer. I'm the A side. You don't generate as much as I do. So then, but then I follow up and don't even give you an offer. That's letting you know right there that you not next in my head. You're not a priority to face at this current moment. And that's exactly what it is. You know what I mean? If Devin Haney and Bill and them, they offer him $20 million and Tank say, nah, but don't send an offer to Devin Haney, what is that telling you? It's self-explanatory. Tank doesn't plan on fighting Devin Haney next or anytime soon at that. It's simple. You know what I mean? But Gervonta Davis's defenders, fanboys, whatever the hell you want to call them, You know what I mean? Dudes that be complimenting his braids and his tattoos and shit. They gonna find every way to make it seem like Gervonta Davis still want the smoke when he's showing you time and time again that he don't. You know what I mean? And it's crazy that because I'm like speaking the facts, I'm a hater. Mazuma TV is a Gervonta Davis hate channel. That's crazy. Cause for real, everybody that's saying that, all these fans, I bet you I put more money in Gervonta pocket than you did. You know what I'm saying? I bet you I bought more pay-per-views than you. I bet you that I've actually been to his fights live when he was like the co-main event. I've been to his fights live. I've supported Gervonta Davis. You know what I mean? So, I mean, if I'm the one who's putting more money in his pocket, who the bigger fan, me or you? The nigga who just talking and just be watching streams, or the nigga who actually putting his money up to see this man perform in the boxing ring? The answers all your questions right there. Um, my favorite Gervonta Davis performance, I'm gonna say my favorite Gervonta Davis performance was the one against Jose Pedraza, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like my favorite knockout was obviously to me in my eyes, his best knockout ever was Leo Santa Cruz. I thought that was a sensational knockout. But favorite performance, because it's totally different. You know what I mean? Because Leo was definitely giving him some trouble prior to the knockout, in my opinion. You know what I mean? But Gervonta didn't respect his power, so he just walked him down and got him the fuck up out of there. But fair performance was definitely the Jose Pedraza fight. I loved his performance against Pedraza, man. They was both. It was very Pedraza was game, man. Like he was game the entire time. He was providing like obstacles for Gervonta Davis. He was putting obstacles in Gervonta Davis's way, and like the more that Pedraza rose, like Tank just took it to another level. It was a great overall fight, bro. But then Gervonta Davis really showed his ring intelligence in there. He showed that he wasn't just a power puncher, in my opinion, but systematically just broke Pedraza down. You know what I mean? To the point where he couldn't withstand the punishment anymore, and he ended up getting the stoppage. It was a sensational finish. That was my favorite performance for Gervonta, and he was heavily doubted in that fight. There was a lot of people that was saying that Tank wasn't ready for that opportunity, that they was throwing him in there with the champions too soon and things like that. But he showed who he really was. He showed that he was better than what people thought he was at the time, and then he showed that he could rise to the occasion when the odds are against him. That's just how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? J Cash in the building. What's going on? What's going on? Uh Miles Jordan said, my question to that is that ducking if you don't counter offer. Now I'm gonna say this: that Conor Benn situation, that is ducking. You know what I mean? Because you sitting here talking about how you would beat the nigga ass, and you ain't gotta have that crazy of a training camp to beat him. Oh, he easy work and all this shit. And then Conor Benn was like, all right, let's fight that. And then you giving him the impression that you're willing to fight him. You talking about, yeah, let me sit down with your boss. We're gonna work this out, blah blah blah. Say less and all that. And then they really send you an offer and then you turn it down and don't, and then you act like you're not interested no more. That's a duck. That's a duck. You know what I mean? Like I said, the analogy that I had brought up when we was talking about this last time. That's like somebody who, you know what I mean, they live on the same block as you. Let's say you live across the street from this dude that's always talking shit from his porch. You know what I mean? He see you getting busy on the block, he see you fucking niggas up, and then that nigga on the porch is like, yeah, nigga, I'll beat your ass. Yeah, you think you can fight, I'll beat your ass. He's like, all right, bro, just come off the porch then. Like, what's up? Let's rumble. And then he just run back inside the crib. He talk all that shit, say what he gotta say, and then when the pressure applied to him to make something happen, he just go back inside the crib. It's like, bro, like what type of time you on? That's how I look at that whole Conor Benn and Gervonta situation. It's extremely similar to that. You know what I mean? But hit the like button as soon as you come in if you appreciate the content that's being put on right now. You know what I mean? Anonymous says, my favorite performance is probably the Gamboa fight. He was just popping Gamboa. Everything he made before moving, a great counterpunch at time and display. I actually didn't like that performance from Tank. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I thought that he could have got um I think that he could have got him out of there way earlier. I think that I think that he really underestimated Gamboa. I think his training camp wasn't the best. I thought that was one of his performances I really didn't like. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Um Yeah, man, especially when he was doubted, when he went on the ropes and just unleashed on the crowd. Yeah, he definitely was Yeah, he definitely was in his bag emotionally as well. You could tell that he had all that shit pent up, and after he proved the people wrong, he was snapping. You know what I mean? But that's a fact. Pitbull Cruz, my favorite Tank fight for sure. Okay, okay, that was a good fight. He was limited. That was a good fight. Is Gervonta Davis capable of beating everybody at 135 to 140? I mean, 140 is going to be a little bit more difficult than 135, but he has some obstacles in both weight classes. Like, if you're talking about 35, I mean, I think he could beat a majority of the dudes there, but there's a question mark around Shakur Stevenson because he is a defensive specialist. And even though his last performance was lackluster, it was a convincing win. You know what I mean? And he showed that he could do the least and still pull off a victory. You know what I mean? So Shakur is one of them dudes that he could give you an exciting fight. He could give you a boring fight, but either way, he's gonna find a way to win. That's what he's been showing as of lately. You know what I mean? He's a skilled individual. Now he does seem to take a different approach against punchers, and Gervonta Davis is a puncher along with um great ring intelligence. You know what I mean? He could box. You know what I mean? He's skillful. So that would be a different puzzle for Shakur to figure out. But I think that that's a question mark. I'm not sure if he actually beat Shakur Stevens. I would have him as the favorite, in my opinion. I think that he can make something happen with Shakur, but that's a question mark. I don't know. I don't know if he'll win that fight. Now at 140, it's the most stacked division in boxing, in my opinion. So if you're talking about Super Matias, I don't know. Like, what if it's a situation where Tank Power don't really phase Matias and Matias is just constantly applying pressure? We seen Gervonta on the back foot against guys like Rolly Romero. We seen him on the back foot with guys like Isaac Cruz. Who's to say that? And I know he knocked one of them out, but the smaller guy, he wasn't able to knock out. So who's to say that Subaru wouldn't be able to walk him down? I think his pressure is a lot more crazier than Isaac Cruz and Rolly Romero. Uh, I think he's a more difficult style. I think that his pressure is a lot more intense. I think his punch output is more intense than either one of those dudes. He got heavy hands and um, he go for the kill. You know what I'm saying? So it's a tough job, bro. I don't know. I don't know if he beats everybody in the division, but your question is he capable? Yes, he's capable. Like he's blessed with talent, athleticism, speed, explosiveness, power. He's quick. You know what I mean? Good timing, good reflexes. Um, he's capable of beating you know, the guys at 135 and 140, but can he? I don't know. You know what I mean? We just gonna have to see because but like this the reality of the situation. We don't know the best version of Tank yet. We haven't seen the best version of Tank yet because he hasn't gone up against the best competition. Maybe we'll see a different side of Tank if he were to fight somebody like Devin Haney. Maybe he'll pull something out the arsenal that we never seen before. Maybe we'll see another layer to his game that we never seen before. We never gonna know how good Gervonta Davis is until he fights top tier opposition. We not gonna know. And who's the best guy on his resume? Pedraza, Mario Barrios. Like, what we talking about? Like, them guys are solid, but are they of the elite? Like the Haneys, the Shakurs, I'll even throw Tiafimo in there because I don't think he fought anybody on TO level yet. So, like, if we really want to be objective and keep it a buck, we don't know what he's really capable of doing at this moment because we haven't seen him against the elite yet. Like we talking about Floyd, he's faced the elite numerous times. We know what he's capable of. Crawford, we know what he's capable of. He just came off a dominant performance against a pound for pound fighter. Like we know we've seen these guys in these situations and we've seen them rise to the occasion. Tank, he still has that question to answer. And that's just what it is. Tyrese the GOAT, 2007. I don't give a fuck what nobody got to say about me. I don't care what nobody got to say about me. You know what I mean? I highly doubt that he said anything crazy. You know what I mean? In terms of me being on Bill Haney payroll, I've never received a dollar from anybody from the boxing world. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell y'all this: I'm not the type nigga that need money. I'm doing very well financially. Without YouTube, I got a career. I had multiple sources of income that I really don't give a fuck to speak about because I don't really like talking about money. But I don't need to be on anybody payroll. You know what I mean? Um, you know what I mean? So I'm not a nigga that need money. You know what I mean? Do I ever sit here and be begging y'all for super chats? No, I don't. The niggas send it, cool. But I'm never the one to talk about money or me getting more money than niggas. That's cornball activity. I'm not into none of that. So, you know what I mean? I could give a fuck about what anybody got to say about me. You know what I mean? That shit not being said to me. And like I said, I doubt he said anything at all. You feel what I mean? Because I never said nothing crazy about him. And you know what I mean? Last time we spoke, we everything was on a respectful note. So I doubt anything was ever being said crazy. So I don't know why you coming on here instigating anyway, because if it was a situation between me and him, it ain't none of your fucking business anyway. So I don't even know why you trying to play messenger back and forth. Stay in your lane. You know what I mean? Because where I'm from, messengers get clipped for running their fucking mouth. So you need to mind your business, if anything. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Anonymous says most of the boxing community are fanboys and want their fighters to be validated and praised by the boxing world. What's crazy is you absolutely right. They want their fighters to be validated and praised by the boxing world without doing things that would get them validated or have and be somebody that's worth being praised about. You know what I mean? Like they cool with guys fighting minimal competition, easy fights, because at the end of the day, they don't give a fuck about the sport of boxing or the progression of the sport of boxing. They just care about that specific person that they rooting for to win. You know what I mean? They don't care who they fight. You know what I mean? They just want to continue backing them. And the last thing they want to do is see their guy lose. You know what I mean? That's just what it is, bro. I mean, they would rather hold up the progression of boxing than see their favorite fighter lose. And that's what make me different than the rest of these niggas, cause I got favorite fighters. I want to see them in fights that they could very well lose. Like Benavidez, he's my favorite fighter in boxing right now. I want him to face Canelo. Is it a probability that he could lose to Canelo? Yes. But I don't give a fuck, because first of all, I'm gonna support him either way. So it don't matter. Just for him taking a chance. And second of all, like, that's part of boxing, bro. Like, niggas lose. Niggas lose. You feel what I'm saying? Like, niggas lose, bro. That's the name of the game. If you fighting the best guys, you know what I mean? Not everybody end their career like Floyd and Andre Ward. A lot of niggas don't come out on top in these situations. Like, I don't look at losses how the way these casual fans do. They see like if Tank were to lose, a lot of people would switch on him. You know what I'm saying? A lot of dudes would switch on him. Because they gonna say that he was overhyped and he was a bum. Whole time Gervonta could be an amazing fighter. He just went up against a style he could have figured out. That's very possible. Muhammad Ali had what, 5 losses? One of the greatest fighters to ever step in the ring. George Foreman had a couple losses. One of the greatest heavyweights to ever box. Evander Holyfield, one of the greatest fighters to ever fight. James Toney, one of the greatest fighters to ever fight. Roy Jones, the most gifted fighter I've ever seen, one of the greatest of all time. Losses. Like, it's just some people just have your card. Shane Mosley was an amazing fighter. Couldn't figure out Vernon Forrest. Like, these things happen, bro. Like, this is boxing. Earl Spencer's a phenomenal fighter. He just didn't have the recipe to defeat Terence Crawford. But I seen people shitting on Earl like he was a bum. Like, did you not see that he damn near cleared out every champion in the division except Bud? Every belt he got off of a champion. Kell Brook, Sean Porter, your Dennis Ugas, all champions at the time, defeated all of them and stopped 2 out of the 3. You feel what I mean? But you know, that's how these fans be. And I see why a lot of boxers don't fuck with boxing fans, because a lot of them fickle and they see how fans will switch up on it. So as a result, they just learn to not fuck with them or just keep them at a distance. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Do anybody want to bet against Tank? I'll cash app you to hold the money. I don't know. I don't get into none of that. I mean, let's see the fight actually be signed and delivered and ready to go, and then we could talk about bets. It don't make sense to bring up bets right now in fights that Gervonta Davis not willing to take at this time. My favorite boxer is Xander Zayas. That's a phenomenal talent. Xander Zayas is a monster. I seen him call out Josh Kelly and Erickson Lubin. That was interesting. He put out an interview with Fight Hype, and he showed some personality because I feel like for the most part he's been real sheltered from like the media and things of that nature. I don't know why, because he's actually a well-spoken dude, and he just did some commentary for Top Rank, and he definitely know the game. I mean, he's been in boxing his whole life, so you would think. I mean, obviously he would know something, but he's very well spoken. You know what I mean? He knows English a little better than I thought he did. You know what I mean? But he lived in Florida for a very long time, so of course his English had to get correct eventually. But he was real well spoken in that interview. You know what I mean? You got to know him just a little bit more because he just been playing behind this nice guy Clough and just being real reserved. And there's not too many interviews from Xander Zayas I've actually seen outside of like press conferences and shit like that. So he's pretty good, man. He's good with the words. He knows how to articulate his thoughts and shit like that. So shout out to shout out to Xander Zayas, man. He called out Josh Kelly. I think that's a great fight. You know what I mean? Josh Kelly had a lot of hype behind him until he lost at 47. Then essentially he just disappeared from the earth, from the face of the boxing world. Now all of a sudden he's the number one dude for the WBO for Tim Zoo's belt. That's interesting. Erickson Lubin, that's a great fight as well. Erickson Lubin, I mean, he's still a threat at 154. If Xander were to take that fight at this point in time, that's a hell of a risk, bro. And Xander Zayas is in a division that's filled with smoke, bro. Like it's a lot of competition in that division, bro. It's hard for motherfuckers to hold on to a belt in that weight class, for real, for real. There was a point in time at 54 where the belts was getting passed over everywhere. But yeah, man, shout out to Virgil. I mean, not Virgil. I just seen Virgil name right here, but shout out to Xander Zayas, man. Take on a Josh Taylor and Jack Catterall presser. I actually liked it. You know what I mean? I love Jack Catterall manager was talking that talk to the crowd, and for the most part, Josh Taylor was real like quiet, reserved for like the good portion of the press conference. But then eventually he started talking his talk, and when they faced off, man, Catterall got his hands around Josh Taylor's neck again, bro. Josh Taylor got to tighten up, man. How many times you gonna let this man violate like that? You know what I mean? I seen that you attempted to defend yourself before they broke it up, but still, it's like how many times you gonna let this man put hands around your neck? Like, bro, you just so open, you just so like comfortable with this man reaching out in your direction. Like you should be popping off as soon as his hand is going towards you. He's not even being fast with it neither. He going right up to you like this, right there. That type of speed. Like within that time frame, get your fucking hand on my face, dog. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of smoke there, bro. A lot of animosity. They didn't like each other before the first fight. And since Catterall feel like he got robbed, which a lot of people do think he got robbed. I thought he beat Josh Taylor that night. There's even more animosity between each other because he felt like he got dead wrong. So it's motivating Catterall to really make a statement this fight, and he's saying this fight ain't going the distance. So I'm looking forward to that fight, man. I'm looking forward to that rematch. I think that's going down in April. And I'm definitely tuning in. I mean, I'm definitely tuning in. I want to see if Josh Taylor make the adjustments necessary because, in all honesty, he ain't been looking good since that first fight with Catterall. You know what I mean? He tried to bounce back and go away from that Catterall rematch to fight Teofimo, and then he got smoked. I mean, he said he got cooked by Tio. So let's see, like, is he on the decline or was it just a bad couple performances? We just gonna have to see because Josh Taylor at one point he looked like he was unstoppable at 140. They was talking about him moving up and fighting Bud and all types of shit, bro. Against Jose Ramirez, he looked sensational. That was one of my favorite performances I saw that year. And then he just had a decline out of nowhere, just like he had a series of bad performances in a row. I'm like, damn, bro, like what's going on? I mean, he didn't even look the same. But yeah, man. So I'm looking forward to seeing that fight. I think big name fighters like Canelo, Tank don't care about boxing fans. They know them casuals just gonna buy the pay-per-view off name alone. They know the audience ain't real boxing fans. I mean, yeah, but at the end of the day, the hardcore boxing fans are the ones that's gonna be around when these guys retire. They're not gonna let them live that shit down that they was doing. If Canelo, like for example, let's say Canelo retired and he don't fight Benavidez. every time Canelo step out in the public or do any type of media appearances or anything like that, they're gonna find a way to bring up David Benavidez. Oh man, how you feel? Do you regret not fighting him, bro? They constantly gonna remind him, constantly gonna remind him. So I mean, for the most part, yeah, some people gonna rock with him regardless whether he fight dudes or not. You know what I mean? I guess that's what loyal supporters are supposed to do. You know what I mean? If they're a fan of that individual. But at the same time, it's like you could take that approach, but there's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna be lacking respect for you. Or every time your name is brought up in boxing conversations, they're gonna bring up the fact that you didn't fight this person and that person, and people gonna look at you sideways for it. So it's gonna leave a stain on your jacket amongst people who actually know boxing. You feel me? So it is what it is. You said the fight at 140 wasn't Taylor saying he can't make 140. I mean, yeah, he was talking about how I think he after the Teofimo fight, he was talking about how his legs didn't feel right or something of that nature. And he was looking to move up to 47. I think he had said that during his post-fight press conference with Tio. But regardless, I mean, um, him deciding to stay at 140 is his choice. He just can't continuously make the same excuses. Like if he come up short against Catterall, have another terrible performance, can't keep blaming it on the weight because if you know the weight is the issue, then why aren't you making the changes necessary? You feel me? I don't really understand that, but Josh Taylor probably figured out something that he was doing wrong in camp, and it didn't have to do with his weight, so maybe he stayed there. I don't know. We just gonna have to wait to see. But Josh Taylor is a big 140 man. He's like 5'10", 5'11", and he could easily fill in the 147 if he chose to. But um, I don't know. He just choosing to stay there for some reason. I don't know. Rudy G's. He said, I lost our respect for Crawford taking Canelo. Hey man, there have been a lot of people on Terence Crawford head lately about the decisions he's been making lately and how they keep degrading Jerron Ennis as if he's a nobody, but it's probably his most demanded fight as of right now. You know what I mean? But I mean, everybody entitled to their opinion, but we definitely gonna talk about that. So, I mean, I already spoke on the Gervonta Davis situation. You know what I mean? Eddie Hearn made it clear he had put out I guess he had spoke out to the media or had an interview or whatever, and said that Gervonta Davis didn't accept the offer. You know what I mean? And I don't know if he ever sent a counter offer. I highly doubt that because I think Eddie Hearn would have said that. So, in my opinion, it's a duck. You know what I mean? I think he ducked Conor Benn. You know what I mean? I understand they in different weight classes, but it's what makes this different is Gervonta Davis went out of his way to call him out. And honestly, I think that Gervonta Davis did that because he was trying to take some attention away from Devin Haney. You feel what I mean? Because Devin Haney was mentioned as a possible opponent for Conor Benn. We seen Bill Haney shaking Conor Benn's hand after the fight and stuff like that, saying that hopefully we can make the fight happen, blah blah blah. And Conor Benn seemed like he was willing to take that fight. You know what I mean? And then when they started talking about the possibility of of Devin Haney and Conor Benn fighting, all of a sudden Gervonta Davis jumps in the mix, gets some attention, gets the attention that he wants, and then once that whole situation dies down, then all of a sudden, he ignoring people messages or turning down their offers. So I don't know, man. I think that was just a move to get attention, in my opinion. I don't think he ever intentionally wanted to fight Conor Benn. I mean, because if Gervonta Davis's team is saying that Devin is at a different weight class than Gervonta Davis, and Gervonta Davis could really still fight at 130, then it don't really possibly make sense for Gervonta Davis to fight a full-blown welterweight that was just about to fight Chris Eubank at 160 not too long ago. You know what I mean? It really don't make any type of sense. So I didn't think that was real. I just think that it was a publicity stunt. Miles Jordan said, "How do you feel about weight cutting as a coach? Do you think guys should fight at a natural weight or take the health risk or in-ring advantage due to weight cutting?" Now, as a boxing coach, I mean, I got fighters that cut weight. You know what I mean? The amateurs is a little bit different because in the amateurs is same day weigh-ins. So I try to make these guys fight at the weight that they're in the best shape at, but not cutting too much. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a fighter by the name of Deshaun Jones that in the Golden Gloves. I mean, typically he fights at 165 pounds, but at local shows he fights at 165. He fights at 165 at local shows, right? But they have like a 10-pound weight allowance, and Deshaun will come in like 173, 174, whatever. So he'll be within the limit. But being that he's gonna fight in the Golden Gloves where they don't have any weight allowance, he's taking this fight at 176. You see what I mean? So I'm cool with fighters cutting weight, but a healthy amount. You know what I mean? The pros is totally different. You could cut down more. You could cut down more than usual, and then you got a whole day to rehydrate and things of that nature. But how do I necessarily feel about it? I do think that there are certain cases that guys are doing it like to the extreme in order to have the biggest advantage possible. But like guys like Jared Hurd was huge fighting at 154, but eventually we saw that weight cut caught up to him when he fought guys like Julian Williams. There's plenty of other dudes who cut too much weight, and then you've seen it affect their performances. You know what I mean? So, um, I don't know, man. I feel like if they can make the weight and they healthy and things of that nature, then it is what it is. That's how the pro game go. Um, I don't. I think that if you cutting weight the right way, if you're cutting weight the right way, like gradually losing the weight throughout training camp and just going about it the right way, dieting properly, you got a nutritionist or whatever the situation is, then the weight cut is acceptable if it's done in a healthy way. Now, if you're doing it at the risk of your health, you cutting weight the wrong way to the point where you losing fluid in your brain and things like that, and you could possibly get a career ending or life ending injury, then I'm totally against that. You know what I mean? So it depends on how they go about it. Does Terence Crawford's inactivity impact his greatness? Well, I think his greatness is solidified in all honesty. I mean, he's a three-division world champion, beat some notable names, and out of the three weight classes he became champion in, he's undisputed in two of them. He has a sensational record. I think his record 40-0, 31 knockouts. So maybe if he was earlier in his career when he was at 135 and was this inactive, then yeah, you know what I mean. He probably would have had a career like Demetrius Andre. But I mean, his legacy is already solidified, man. So and I think Floyd did the same thing. Like once Floyd reached like a certain level of greatness, he didn't give a fuck to be active. He did everything he needed to do. You know what I mean? So 1, 2 times a year was cool. Sometimes Floyd took one point in time, Floyd almost took like a 2-year layoff and then came back like and his stock wasn't affected at all. People still looked at him as one of the greatest ever. You feel what I mean? So um yeah, man. I don't think his inactivity is gonna affect his greatness right now. Let me see. My fault. Let me scroll up. I think I missed something. No, wait. He said, I like Crawford a lot. He's my favorite modern day fighter. But if he ain't gonna fight Boots, let go of those belts. You holding up the division. I agree with that 1,000%. Let the division move on. Then, if you're not willing to be taking them chances, give Boots the opportunity to be great. If you're not coming back down to 47 or even fighting top level opposition at 47. Ghost 623. He says, "Who you got, Raymond Ford or Odebeck?" I got Raymond Ford, man. I'm rocking with my Camden guy. For anybody that know, man, Philly is only like a 10-minute drive. I mean, from where I live, you know what I mean, Camden and Philly right next to each other. You know what I mean? So we embrace him as a Philly fighter in itself. So I'm rocking with Raymond Ford all the way. What weight class in the pros would you want him to be in? Uh Deshaun will probably because he's young, man. He's only like 20, 21. He'll probably be a 168, honestly. When his body fill out and everything like that, I think that he'll be a 168-pound fighter. That's what I think. Tyson Fury outweighing Wilder by like 40 pounds minimum for every fight. Well, I mean, once you a heavyweight, it is what it is. Somebody could have a 1 pound weight advantage over you. They could have a 50-pound weight advantage over you. So I mean, that's the heavyweight division. That's the heavyweight division for you for sure. I'm done with Tank news unless he fighting Devin Teo, Shakur Subriel. I don't care for Tank versus Campbell Hatton or Abner Mares. That's crazy. If he fights Campbell Hatton, that's fucking disgusting, bro. I hope not. He would do some shit like that to follow in Floyd's shoes. Like, oh, Floyd beat Ricky Hatton and I beat Campbell Hatton. Campbell Hatton, a certified fucking turkey. Nobody want to see that shit. Malik says Crawford has one of the worst resumes for an all-time great. Bare thin, sadly. Overall, on an all-time pound-for-pound scale, I have him below Canelo and NUA just because of that. I mean, how could you necessarily say that, Malik, when NUA doesn't have the craziest resume neither? How could you have him below NUA? Is NUA's resume that's that much better than Terence Crawford's? I don't think so. I think I could make a case that Crawford has more notable names on his resume than NUA. I don't know. I don't know about that. Now, Canelo resume wise, all right, cool, because Canelo got some good names on his resume. Um, I don't know about the NUA one though. And NUA telling you he pound for pound number one. He just did some interviews saying Crawford pound for pound number one. And then he pretty much feel like honored to be mentioned near him. Mazuma got a cold low key. Why you say that? You know something I don't know? Shit, let me know. Let me find out I'm sick or something. He said, I don't agree. Crawford fought who was in front of him and was willing to fight. Yeah, it's a fact, bro. Terence Crawford had a lot of things going on with his career with Top Rank, too. I sound stuffy. I don't know. I don't think I'm sick, though. We'll see. Shit, let's see how I wake up tomorrow. I don't know. He said Campbell, a turkey burger with extra turkey. Oh, yeah. He all that. Yeah. Yeah, Campbell had any shit. Yeah, Campbell had any shit for sure. Hey. Hold on. What the fuck just happened? Oh, all right. My fault. I just answered the call, yo. But hold on. Miles Zura says Spence, Porter Khan, bro, tripping. I can't even find 5 notable anyway opponents. I mean, yeah, bro. I think, like I said, I think Terence Carver got the more notable names. Now you can make a case that Khan wasn't the same, and you know Porter was on his way out. Whatever the fuck case you may make, I mean, and you could probably make a case for it. But regardless, those guys are still more notable than the guys that NUA has faced. You know what I mean? Now NUA could just be in a situation where, he could just be in a situation where a lot of boxing fans don't necessarily know about those smaller weight division, how great them fighters are actually how great those fighters actually are. Maybe we just ignorant to their accolades. I know that Emmanuel Rodriguez was from Puerto Rico and he was a pretty decent fighter. He was a world champion and stuff like that. So I'll give him credit for that victory. But then again, Emmanuel Rodriguez, I mean, he was a champion and all that, but was he like this world beater? Not really. You know what I mean? Like he was a good guy. He represented Puerto Rico well, but I mean, he wasn't like this killer that we believed could defeat Nayo in any way. In all honesty, the only person I thought really had a chance was the guy that was from Philadelphia, Stephen Fulton. But um, it turned out that shit just ain't work out like that. Ain't work out how we thought it was gonna. You know what I mean? Anonymous said, I'm sick seeing these Ryan fans uplift and prop him on the internet. Ryan hasn't even fought a 140 pounder yet. Tago, Fortuna, and Duarte were all lightweights moving up. That's a great point. That's a great point. But I don't even see how dudes can even lift up Ryan Garcia at this point. Like, he's done nothing, bro. Like, I love how people just forgot that the biggest fight of his career so far, the only notable guy he's faced, he's quit against. Like, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude, like, people really underestimate that. Like, you went down from a good body shot. You know what I mean? It wasn't even like a devastating body shot. It was placed in a good, it was placed in a good spot, though. You know what I mean? It was an accurate shot, which is just as devastating as a hard shot, honestly. But regardless, You felt that, you know what I mean? You had a delayed reaction, you took a knee, and then you waited for the ref. You blatantly waited for the ref to count to 10. And then as soon as he hit 10, you got up. So that let me know that you could have got up before 10. It wasn't like when Oscar De La Hoya got hurt against B Hop, you know what I mean? And he was rolling around for like 2 minutes after the count was over and shit like that. You know what I mean? This dude was literally very aware of what was going on. He was aware of the count. He chose not to get up. There's people that done fought with broken orbital bones. There's people that done fought with broken ribs. They said Earl fought with broken ribs, and he went out on his shield. Broken ribs, broken hands, and still fought. And still fought. There's no excuse as to why Ryan Garcia couldn't have gotten up. But the reality of the situation is all that talk that he's doing, he's not really like that. He don't have no heart. That's just what it is. This man was hyped up by social media. He was put in this situation because of social media. He's very popular. He knows how to get a video, a lot of views on the internet. You know what I mean? He gets along with other TikTokers and fucking Jake Pauls and all these the Paul brothers, whatever the fuck you want to call them, all these different streamers that he's cool with. He has a good relationship. He's very relevant in terms of the internet. But in terms of what he's done in boxing, he hasn't done anything. Who was the guys that he fought? Who we talking about? Duno? Um, um, Tago, like they just mentioned. Who else he fought? Like, come on, man. His resume is fucking ass, bro. And this is the guy that people thought was gonna beat Gervonta Davis. Now, Gervonta Davis don't got the craziest resume neither, but we can name some guys that Tank beat. Fortuna was like a 130-pound fighter. They put him in there against big ass Ryan. I felt bad for Fortuna. What y'all doing with that little ass Fortuna, man? Put him in there, Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia bullied this motherfucker, man. And fucking Fortuna, he was washed for years before that fight. I don't be understanding this, bro. Like, yeah, low. Oscar really couldn't get up. Ryan could though. Ryan could. He just chose not to because he understood that if he would have got his ass up against somebody who has the killer instinct of a Gervonta Davis, then he would have been getting cooked on the internet for real. He would have been on a highlight reel, looking up at the lights. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want the result of what was about to happen after getting up. He didn't want that result, so he stood down like a quitter do. Orlando says Devin about to get his first knockout in years when he fights Ryan. Woo! Okay. So I've been hearing this a lot too. Since Devin Haney has moved up, he fought Regis Prograis, he styled on him, he knocked him down and shit like that. There's a lot of people that believe that there's been a boost in Devin Haney's punching power since he's went up and gotten more comfortable at a higher weight. So, is there a possibility that he stops Ryan Garcia? Can he make Ryan Garcia quit? Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. I've seen him get hit with some big shit, and he stood up well to it. That first knockdown against Gervonta Davis, that was a hard shot. What made it even harder was he ran into the shot. So it was his momentum running into a Tank Davis left hand that put people to sleep. We seen that happen. He got up and his legs were completely fine, right? So he has some type of durability when it comes to taking shots, right? And this was supposedly a dehydrated Ryan Garcia with a rehydration clause. I've seen this man get dropped badly by Luke Campbell. Wait, yeah, his name Luke Campbell, I think. Luke Campbell, yeah. Man had he fell all ugly, hand behind his back and shit. He had no like he fell like bad. Stood up to the shot well. He faced adversity, and he was able to stop Luke Campbell as a result of that. So he has some type. He got a chin. He could take a shot pretty well. You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna tell y'all this: like getting hit with them small ass gloves ain't no joke. You know what I'm saying? So, but however, because Ryan Garcia has showed some quit in him, because if you got that in you, you can pull that out whenever. You know what I mean? Once you a quitter, it's bound to come out in another time frame. So can Devin Haney accumulate damage to the point where Ryan Garcia cannot continue anymore. Is that a realistic possibility? I think so. Anonymous said Haney could do it with a well-placed body shot. That's a good point. That's a good point. He lands some accurate body shots on Lomachenko. You know what I mean? But Lomachenko don't got no quit in him. Loma a dog. You know what I mean? So I wasn't expecting him to stop Lomachenko. But Ryan Garcia, on the other hand, you know what I mean? I don't know if he'll go down from a body shot, but I tell you this. I think that when shit get really hot in that kitchen with Devin Haney, I think that he's not able to land that left hook that he's looking for. Because you already know Bill and Devin, they working on that shit at camp. They just working on avoiding that left hook, avoiding that left hook, avoiding that left hook. That's something that I mean, they could take that page out of Gervonta Davis' book because when you watch Gervonta Davis's performance against Ryan Garcia, he was keeping his lead hand up real high. And once he adjusted to the timing on that left hook, he rolled underneath and countered him with an overhand. You feel me? So, I think if Devin Haney and his dad approached the game plan the right way, I think that they take that left hook away from him. I think they could frustrate him and make him quit on some Victor Ortiz shit, bro. Victor Ortiz and Ryan Garcia have a lot of similarities, bro. A lot of similarities. I'm gonna tell y'all that. Do y'all remember when Victor Ortiz was coming up? Social media wasn't that big of a thing back when Victor Ortiz was in his prime. But he was that pretty boy dude that they was all infatuated with his looks. He had this sad little story. You know what I'm saying? They said he was a motherfucking Calvin Klein model and they was building him up and all that shit. And then they started throwing that motherfucker in there with some dogs. You know what I mean? They threw him in there with Marcos Maidana. And Maidana whooped that ass. And he said after the interview, he was like, man, I don't know if I deserve to be getting beat up like this, man. I don't know. I don't know if I could really afford to, I don't think I deserve this. It's like, what? I remember being young as shit, like, what? I was like, wow. He really just said that shit on live TV. Maidana brought the bitch out in him. And after that, he just found every reason to quit afterwards. Crazy. Very similar in terms of how the way they was brought up, being promoted and shit like that, and how they invested in a lot of things outside of boxing. And it seems like their main focus is things outside of boxing, and then eventually they get exposed. Now, at least Victor Ortiz took them chances and fought them dudes. Like, at least he fought the Josecito Lopez's, who was a rough, rugged dude. Marcos Maidana, who was a hell, a match in hell. You know what I mean? I think he would have been a crazy fighter to deal with for just about anybody. At least he took them challenges. Ryan Garcia is blatantly like, nah. We offered a Jose Ramirez. Nah. I don't want that fight. Nah. I want to fight this guy. I want to fight this guy. I want to fight this guy. Lorenzo, he said Juan Diaz. Okay. Remember the baby bull. Yeah, I remember the baby bull. Christian. Oh, he got a picture of Ryan Garcia with Mikey Garcia. That's one of my favorite fighters. He says Haney's career is choreographed. Why do you say that? That sounds like something really similar to what somebody said about Devin Haney not too long ago. Why you say his career is choreographed? What makes you believe that? Based off what? Becoming undisputed is a hell of a choreography. I'll tell you that shit. That's a hell of a choreography. They did a sensational job. If that's the case. Anonymous says, hell yeah, Bill Haney, one of the best promoters in the game right now. Those short form vids on Twitter are hilarious. And he's dissing Sean Porter, Tank, Ryan, everybody. Well, it looks like a lot of them dudes is just out here just finding ways to try to degrade Devin Haney. It sounds like he just defended his son. It's not like um he's just picking on guys. He's responding to guys that got shit to say about his son. You know what I mean? And I know if I got a son that's coming up in boxing and I'm managing and promoting his career, somebody got some crazy shit to say about him, I'm gonna clap back too. He just doing what he has to do as somebody who's a father and somebody who has has an investment in his son. That's what it sounds like to me. I can see Ryan quitting on his stool where he realizes that Devin took his best weapon, his left hook, and he realized he can't beat Devin. I can see Ryan quitting and making it seem like um Devin just wasn't fighting. No, I just didn't, man, he kept running around, bro. I'm a fighter. I don't gotta deal with that. You know, he needs me. I don't need him. I can see Ryan doing some shit like that, bro. Yo, if that actually happens, bro, we gonna come back to this live. I swear to God, bro. I swear to God, I'm goaded if this actually comes up. He might do some Roberto Duran shit to when Devin start getting on his feet and start styling on him and shit, and he walk away waving his hands and shit. I wouldn't be surprised if Ryan quit and be like, "Oh man, he was just running, man. I don't need to deal with this." I could see him getting frustrated and just not doing, not following through with the fight. I could see that happening. Okay, you said paid off wins. I heard. So you heard. You don't actually know. So it's kind of corny that you bringing it up if you don't know it for fact. You can't bring something to the table as evidence when you heard about it. Did you see these fights get paid off? Do you know somebody who could confirm that? Because as far as I'm concerned, there's been a lot of speculation about that shit with Devin Haney, but I heard Regis talk about it, but there was no proof that was brought to the table. So it don't really make sense to use that as like some type of way to degrade somebody. Now, you said his career was brought up in Mexico with a bunch of taxi cab drivers. I think it was only his first 10 fights. And the only reason why he was in Mexico because at the age he had turned pro, they wasn't allowing him to fight in the United States. So he built up they didn't want to wait. They didn't want to stay in the amateurs, so they built up their career in Mexico until they were approved to fight in the States. And after they were approved to fight in the States, when he was 17, 18 years old, he was fighting here in Philly. He wasn't in Mexico that long. You know what I mean? So I don't really understand that. And there's plenty of fighters that I know personally that have went to Mexico to build their record up. And they sanctioned and sanctioning bodies right now. I'll tell you a fighter right now, Thomas Lamana. Thomas Lamont, his nickname is Cornflake. He had gotten knocked out by Arislane DeLara not too long ago, but he's ranked in the WBA right now and could fight for a world title at any moment. And a lot of his fights were in Mexico. You feel me? So it is what it is. Look at these dudes, bro. Yo, whoever got like wrenches, bro, and is bringing up like, you know what I mean? That's constantly bringing up like southpaw and shit like that, bro. Just get them the fuck off my channel, please. You know what I mean? I hate when motherfuckers come on here and just be, you know what I mean, trying to play messenger and you know what I mean, trying to instigate some shit. I mean, mind your fucking business. How about that? Get him the fuck up out of here. Pack him up. I wish Slime was on here so you get him the fuck up out of here. Anyway, Christian says you can give him credit for that. You can give him credit against that win against Loma. After that fight with Loma, I know Haney's career is choreographed. Well, my nigga, it was a close fight. It was a close fight that could have went either way. And I've said that on my channel multiple times. I don't be understanding this idea that this fight with Lomachenko was just so clearly one-sided when it actually wasn't. I watched that fight over again, and you can make a case that Devin Haney edged out that fight 7-5. That's what I personally believe. You feel what I'm saying? So like it was a close competitive fight. And sometimes you may believe somebody may have won, but somebody else, but the other guy may have won, and it is what it is. You feel me? Like some fights are close, some fights are controversial, some fights don't go the way that you thought you saw it. But that doesn't necessarily mean that somebody's career is choreographed because they got a decision for a close fight. Was Andre Ward's career choreographed when he got that close fight against Kovalev? Not really. Not really. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't think somebody's career is choreographed because, you know what I mean, they had a close fight. Andre Ward had one of the toughest careers coming up, inside and outside of the ring. Had a close fight against Kovalev. A lot of people thought Kovalev won. You know what I'm saying? Some people thought Ward won. A lot of people thought Ward won. So, I mean, is his career choreographed based off that logic? Absolutely not. So you said that his career choreographed because he fought bums in Mexico and because he had a close fight against Lomachenko. That don't really make sense to me, my brother. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. You gotta do some homework. You know what I mean? Do your little research or whatever, and then come back with some better reasoning, because that ain't it right there, Chief. I ain't gonna lie to you. Justice Perez, I think that's my homie from the gym. He says Ryan career over if he loses to Devin. I wouldn't necessarily say it's over, because I mean they still gonna give it, because what's gonna happen is if he loses to Devin Haney, which most likely he will, they're gonna give him so much respect because he's one of very few guys that fought Devin and Tank. You feel what I'm saying? So they just gonna give him credit, like, oh, he's a warrior. He's one to take on challenges. He fought everybody. He doesn't turn down any good. He doesn't turn down any of the elites and things like that. They're gonna find a way to give Ryan credit and call him a warrior and things of that nature. He'll be able to come back and make some money and shit like that. Now, does it lessen his likelihood of winning a world title? Maybe. You know what I mean? That's what I think. I think that I don't think that he'll win a world title at 140 unless somehow he gets a Rolly Romero fight. But then it's not even guaranteed that Rolly is gonna beat Isaac Cruz. You feel me? So I don't know, man. Yeah, Justice. What up? What up? But I don't think his career is over. But they might start looking at him like a gatekeeper. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. But I know they're gonna find a way to give him his flowers and shit like that. You know, they're gonna be on some shit like this, like, oh man, yo Ryan, it turns out you're not just a social media boxer, man. You're fighting some of the best fighters in the world and things like that, man. I just want to give you your flowers because you're an amazing fighter. They're gonna find a way to hop on Ryan nuts like they always do, because they got some type of weird obsession with Ryan, because for real, they play it they play it like they talk about everything except what he's done in boxing. They love talking about his looks more than his boxing ability. That's crazy to me. I would never sit, bro. If you pay me to talk about boxing, that's what we talking about. Ain't nobody in this world gonna pay me to promote a fighter, um, and not talk about their fighting ability. Like, there's no way. Like, you're gonna get me to talk about his looks his whole way walking into the ring. Oh, he has the looks. He has the flash. He looks like a young Oscar De La Hoya, man. Oh man, just look at that smile. Look at that smile on Ryan. Oh my God, he's absolutely gorgeous. I'm like, what the fuck? These grown ass men talking like that on this shit. That's why, um, you know, I don't know, bro. Bro, these dudes, bro, they had an all-time high today. They had an all-time high today, bro. I don't get it, man. Yo, they just don't know how to leave shit alone, bro. Hold on, I'm gonna just do this shit myself, cause yo, they just don't know how to leave shit alone, bro. Lucky I can't see him. Why I can't see him in this damn group chat? I'm gonna pack him the fuck up. Yeah. They super weird, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah, my boy Ree handled it. Shout out to Ree. We got 32 people in the building, man. Hit the like button as soon as you come in, man. It is very much appreciated. You know what I mean? Yeah, Slime. Yeah, my boy Slime finally in the building. I was waiting for him. He said, I got it from here. That's my boy Slime, man. Shout out to him. Savvy, I ain't see you in a while. He says, I don't see Ryan becoming a champion. I see him collecting paydays and losing against top opposition. Yeah, I think that he's going to take advantage of the popularity on social media. He's going to use that as like a bargaining tool to get himself a couple bags and stuff like that. I'm sure Ryan Garcia, after he loses to Devin Haney or whatever, he fights Devin Haney, whatever the situation is. Um, yo, these comments crazy. But no, I gotta read this one. Malik said, I saw a dude on IG say all the Ryan haters are ugly. Bro, that's so fucking weird, bro. That just lets you know that they just infatuated with people's looks, bro. Like, I don't know. I don't know, bro. I think a lot of these Ryan Garcia fans, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't think they like women. I'm gonna just say that. I don't think they're attracted to females. Is all that great? What you mean by that, Christian? What you talking about, man? Man, we knocked your debate down, man. You gotta come back with something better than that. That's all I'm saying, my brother. Don't take it personal. But I can see Ryan Garcia just getting a couple more paydays and getting. I don't know. I don't know, bro. If he loses to Devin Haney, what else is he going? What other fight can he make? Rolly Romero. You know he ain't gonna fight Super L. That'd be a bad job, bro. That'd be a super bad job. Um, I don't know, man. He probably just got a few more paydays and that's it, bro. They super sus though. Yeah, that's a fact. So, I mean, we spoke about Ryan, we spoke about Gervonta and all that. It is what it is. You know what I mean? The fact, everything that I'm saying is facts. So for all these bitch ass niggas that claim to be these boxing channels, you know what I mean, that act like they know the sport of boxing. You know what I mean? I'm actually in the shit and I'm not really using any of my feelings. That's the difference between me and a lot of these dudes. I'm not really using my feelings. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying, "Oh, I hate this guy," or I hope this happens to that person. No, what I'm telling you is the facts that are at the table and me providing my opinion on that. Everything I bring to the table is shit that you could look up yourself. You know what I mean? Rarely involve my feelings in these type situations. I could tell you how I feel about somebody, but how the way I feel about that person isn't going to dictate my opinion. Cause I can say I don't like a person and then still give them the edge going into a fight or me acknowledge their skills and things like that. Um, that's the difference between me and a lot of these dudes, bro. You know what I mean? But y'all, I could show y'all better than I can tell you. You feel me? That's just what it is. Kevin Durant, he says, "What if Berlanga wins this weekend? He gets announced as Canelo opponent." Oh my god, that's definitely what I don't want to hear. Edgar Berlanga, bro, he don't deserve that shit, bro. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like I hate telling motherfuckers what they do deserve and what they don't deserve, but fuck it, bro. You know what I mean? Like Edgar Berlanga, bro, we go run through his resume and you tell me one great fighter he's beaten, a former world champion, something. You know what I mean? Because when Canelo was at that post-fight press conference, he degraded David Benavidez and possibly fighting him because he said that he's only beaten world champions, so he hasn't done anything in boxing. Okay, so we basing it off of that logic. Edgar Berlanga shouldn't be an opponent. You know what I'm saying? Edgar Berlanga should be a potential opponent. I know Canelo never announced that anyway, but regardless, based off of that logic that Canelo just had, there's no way in hell that Edgar Berlanga should be a possible opponent. Now, let's talk about this. Jaime Munguia, you know what I mean? I know that he's not an opponent because Canelo just made it clear that he's not fighting a Mexican next. But the fact that he was considered at one point, how many champions has Jaime Munguia beat? Saddam Ali? Saddam Ali back when Munguia was at 54? Who has he beat? How many champions is that man beat? I don't know. I don't know, man. How is Tank Duck and Ben? I mean, it's pretty simple. You know what I mean? But I'll repeat it again for you. So, I mean, if you was checking social media, right? If you was checking social media, right? There was a point in time after Conor Ben beat Pete Dobson that a lot of people were critiquing Conor Benn's performance. You know what I mean? And Earl Spence had a lot to say about it. Hitchens had a lot to say about it. There was a few different people that was talking crazy about Conor Benn, right? Justifiably so because Conor Benn isn't very well liked for obvious reasons. You feel what I mean? But Um, you know, Conor Benn was naming like possible opponents for his next fight and things of that nature. Now, all of a sudden, um, Tank enters the chat on social media and starts talking about how Conor, essentially like paraphrasing what he said, pretty much said that Conor Benn looks like easy work. He's a bum, and that he could do like the bare minimum at training camp and still wash Conor Benn. That's what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? Like he said he'll wash Conor Benn with a weekend at Turks and Caicos, whatever the fuck he said, and 3 weeks of training. He said that your ass is grass and all that other shit. So then what happens is Conor Benn was like, all right, let's fight them since you think it's so easy. You know what I mean? He said, all right, why don't you fight me then since it's so easy? So uh Tank responds is like, yeah, yeah, like we could do it. You know what I mean? Like you say less, all this shit, say less, say less. So then he Conor Benn's like, yo, we about to send you an offer. He was like, yo, let me and your boss work. We gonna figure this shit out. Then all of a sudden, Eddie Hearn sends him an offer of, I believe, $15 million plus pay-per-view percentage, and Tank goes ghost. So how is it not a duck, Christian? Like if you acting like you about to rumble somebody, you say you willing to rumble somebody, you talking shit about them, say you would knock them out, do whatever you do to them, and then when they be like, all right, let's fight, and you say okay, and then you walk away from an offer, how is that not a duck? I understand they in different weight classes. But at the same time, if me and you, Christian, if we about to personally fight and I'm talking shit about you, like, yo, I beat your ass. I'll beat your ass. And you be like, all right, let's fight then. And then I run away from you, or I choose not to fight you anymore. That's me backing off. That's me ducking the smoke with you. Am I right or wrong? It's pretty simple to me. You know what I mean? So yeah, bro, these trolls like in full effect. They definitely in full effect today, bro. They definitely that whoever behind them. Okay, so he has his response. He said, "It's not a duck if it ain't paying A side money, and who is Ben to be making offers? Is Tank not the A side?" Here we go, yo. I be loving this type of shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? So let's address this first one. It's not a duck if he ain't paying A side money. So you mean to tell me that $15 million plus pay per view percentage is not A side money? How many people you know that are A-side fighters that are making 8 figures in boxing right now? Um, who has been to me making offers? Bro, what you failing to acknowledge is that Gervonta Davis said that he was willing to entertain an offer from Eddie Hearn. He screenshotted the DMs and all. He said, "Yo, what we doing, Eddie?" So that's when somebody's saying, "Yo, what we doing?" He's pretty much asking how much you putting up. So he's willing to receive the offer. Is that not the case? If you be like, "Yo, Eddie, what we doing?" He's pretty much saying like, "Yo, how much you bringing to the table?" He's attempting to hear Eddie Hearn out for an offer. What? This dude, hold on. He said, "Why is he gonna fight Ben for less money than he did for Ryan?" Is Tank and Ryan at the same, bro? These are two totally different fights. You see what I'm saying? Conor Benn is not as popular as Ryan Garcia. Conor Benn versus Gervonta Davis is not that much in demand as Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia. Two totally different star levels, two totally different star power. So as a result, you're not going to get the same bag. So, for example, Floyd Mayweather was a big star in boxing, right? He got a 9 figure payday for Manny Pacquiao. Did he get that same payday for his last fight on Showtime with Andre Berto? Absolutely not. Why? Because they're two totally different levels of popularity. You feel me? Now you gonna still get a nice bag. I think he got like 32 million for Andre Berto, guaranteed, without the pay-per-view. But what I'm telling you is, you can't expect Conor Benn and Eddie Hearn to put up the same amount of bread that he got from Ryan Garcia because they two totally different levels. They got two different types of that Ryan Garcia fight was like a very popular fight. Conor Benn not so much. So, oh my God, look at this dude. Exactly. So at the end of the day, why would Gervonta fight Ben if he ain't gonna get that bag? That's not a duck, bro. You make it seem like Take is scared or something. Bro, these dudes are insane, bro. I would never understand that. I would never understand this, bro. I don't understand these dudes' logic, bro. Cause it's like, so I'm just trying to understand you. Hold on. I'm gonna put this link up because Ree got something to say to you. But let's put this comment back up to the forefront. He says exactly. So at the end of the day, why would Gervonta fight Ben if he ain't gonna get that bag? So according to you, $15 million is not a bag.
Yeah, some of these niggas stuck on stupid. I ain't gonna lie, I'm not even gonna be here long. Yo, dickhead. Tank can't just make 60 M's off any nigga in boxing, nigga. It's only a few big fights. And it's only Devin. Ben, he probably could have made a little 20, so he should have took it. Who is he gonna fight that's gonna make him 60 right now? Who?
Nobody.
Nobody,
He
nigga.
think that it's just a flat fee for everybody he fight, bro.
Like yo, he made 100 M's against Ryan. Yo, he could do that against anybody. Why he gotta like no, he can't. Like, yo, y'all niggas is crazy.
So based off his logic, then Tank should just stop fighting them because he's pretty much saying that if it ain't for the same amount that he got for Ryan, then why would he entertain the fight? Bro, you're not gonna find that bag nowhere else.
Niggas saying anybody. It's like he's just a dick sucker. First, anybody. How much did Tank make before Ryan? His last before Ryan, in first five fight. How much did he make 60 M's? Answer me that.
No.
I don't even think he made that in total. Like yo, niggas be dick though. Y'all niggas be dick Ryan niggas. Like yo, y'all defending this shit is crazy. Word, bro. You can't answer me right now who that nigga finna fight. You have no idea who he finna fight soon.
Yo, check this out. When you the face of boxing, you can make any money.
Yeah, see, you see, that's when you stop responding to this nigga. That's when you stop responding. These niggas be dicked out. I tell you, these niggas is not fans of boxing. These niggas is sex man. I ain't gonna lie, these niggas is boxy boys, yo. These niggas is real boxy man. These niggas is not boxing fans. This nigga's crazy, money,
bro.
Like yo, you can't even like you don't even respond to that. Like after that,
he too far gone. Bro.
Yeah, like he one of them Twitter comment niggas, them Twitter Gervonta niggas.
Chris,
he one of them niggas.
Yo, Chris, would you like to join the link, my brother? Would you like to do that?
These niggas is crazy.
Okay, let's address this right here. He says, look at Canelo when he fought John Ryder. Okay, what about when he fought John Ryder? Let me ask you this. Shit.
Yo, what's poppin'?
What up? Oh shit, Low on here too. Low.
He on mute.
Yeah. Right,
I was on mute momentarily. What's good, bro?
What up?
See you going back and forth with the Tank fans.
Bro, this shit, I don't even know if he a Tank fan, bro. This is
I don't even know if he a Tank fan for real. Like,
I don't know, bro. That nigga that type of mentality is extremely cancerous to boxing. I'm gonna tell you.
These niggas be thinking this nigga was a $50 million nigga before. Like, bro, he struck gold with Ryan. Struck gold. Niggas don't even realize that fight was promoted perfectly. Like,
yo, somebody smack this dude with the wrench, please. Did somebody get him yet?
I can't even see the chat.
All right, yeah, let me get him up out of here. They keep on with the weird shit, bro. They in a bag today, bro. This shit is amazing.
They think because Tank the A side that he could just do whatever he wants type shit and like pick and choose who
bro, he literally said
the big
fight. This nigga literally said when you're the A side, you can make any money.
you can make any money.
Yo.
Sounds like
Bro,
he
like
sounds
what
like
the fuck, bro? Have
Yo,
you
y'all think
ever done,
y'all think the money just come out of niggas' asses or some shit? Like I want to know.
bro?
Y'all
Like
think this
is
money
he ever
coming from?
taken a business course
Yeah. Like
in
yo, they
your
think
life?
this money just spawning. They think this shit come off trees. Like yo, you want 60 M's?
Niggas
I
think-
hear.
He act
Oh,
like they
first.
giving Tank
Like
a
what?
blank check and he just writing down whatever he want and shit.
Yeah.
Like, bro, this
niggas
shit
think
They
because
crazy.
say,
Tank
yo,
can just
write
frolic in
down the
his
amount you
money.
want,
That
Tank.
doesn't mean he
Write
could
down
just
the
do
amount you
whatever he
want.
wants.
Opinions of boxing with Olden Johnson. He says, I agree. Haney is Tank's biggest bag right now. Ryan Garcia
Yo.
put in the work to get what he got. Haney got to do the same thing, but he will make more than Ryan. Wait, hold on. But he will make more than Ryan if he did fought Tank. Okay.
Like man, these niggas, man, like y'all gotta
Yeah,
stop thinking this shit.
dudes like
Blank
Chris are
check,
the
bro.
reason why like boxing is where it is because they tolerate the nut shit. You know what I'm saying? He says, "Ha can exactly." Canelo, Floyd were all A side. Then they make hella money even fighting B side fighters. But you not understand, bro.
Floyd was doing M's
I
with
just
Floyd
provided.
was doing M's on M's pay-per-views. Like he was
No.
the money was coming back. Whatever
but
he
this
was
is
in, he was
But
you know
we
what I'm
could just
saying?
bring up this case right here because even with Floyd, he didn't make 100 mil every fight, bro. For him to get that 9-figure payday, he had to fight Pacquiao and guys like
Yeah,
Conor
bro.
McGregor.
His biggest bag was Pacquiao.
But when he fought guys like Robert Guerrero, when he
I was
fought
just about
guys like Andre Berto, the bag wasn't that crazy. Now it was still a substantial amount of money, but it wasn't the Floyd Mayweather big time paydays that we all know about. You know what I'm saying? So I think this dude just think that you know what I mean. It's a flat fee for the like whether he fights this guy, he's still gonna make a stupid bag. It don't necessarily work like that, bro.
You know
It's
what
all
I feel like?
about what the fight could generate. They estimate it and then they give you the idea of what you could possibly make from there.
You know what else is the problem? They put everything on pay per view. Even back in the day when you had Floyd, you had Oscar, all those guys that were the face of boxing. Not every single fight was going on pay per view. You had a fight here and there that was on HBO. You know, Floyd's first pay per view I think was with Zab Judah. You know, Oscar had fights on HBO. Now, once you make it to pay per view, they try to put everything. They try to put all your fights on pay per view.
That's
And
a
Tank
fact.
had some fights on his resume since he became a pay per view fighter that shouldn't have been on pay per view.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
You know,
true.
the fight with Rolly, that shouldn't have been a pay per view. Pitbull Cruz shouldn't have been pay per view. Hector Luis Garcia shouldn't have been pay per view. The only one that was pay
Garcia
per view was
definitely should
Leo.
have pay-per-view.
Yeah, Leo was his pay per view debut. Mario Barrios, just on the strength that he was fighting a bigger guy, I'll give that a pass. And the Ryan Garcia fight. Everything else wasn't pay per view worthy. So now everybody's being spoiled with the pay per view thing. Everybody thinks they're gonna get a certain amount of money for each fight. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what
I
I
wouldn't even give Barrios a pay-per-view pass because still that fight wasn't still in heavy demand. And like
No, it
regardless
wasn't.
of whether they're a bigger man or not, if it's not really in demand by the people, it's not really pay-per-view worthy. But Kevin Durant says, let them know pay-per-view is not as popular. Everyone be still in the fights nowadays. That's another great point.
That's a great point, man.
That's why the numbers be bad.
Yeah, bro. Bro, I knew shit was crazy when they had Luis Ortiz and Andy Ruiz on pay-per-view, bro.
I didn't even watch that fight.
I was
I'm
like,
gonna be
bro,
real.
how? I was like,
No,
how?
that's crazy.
There's a
Yeah,
lot of
And that's
people
what
that
I'm
need to
saying.
be
Even with this debut in March with the first shit that's gonna be
Keith
on
Thurman,
Amazon,
Keith Thurman
that's
and
not a
Sue.
pay-per-view fight.
No,
Ten
it's
Ten
not.
versus Thurman, that's not a pay-per-view fight.
No, the card is decent. It's entertaining because they got the Rolly fight, which is gonna be a barn burner, but still, that's not a pay per view fight.
That
Just like
shit
Keith
not doing
Thurman and
100K.
Barrios wasn't either.
That shit not doing 100K.
I'm gonna tell you this though. PBC, you know, I fuck with Al Heyman heavy. I always been like pro Al Heyman and what he's been doing for fighters and stuff like that. But Al Heyman, from what I've heard, bro, I'm not going to really speak too much on his situation, but he does have some like unfortunate things going on. So they say he's been like off the grid. But what I'm gonna say is he's gonna need to make another like network deal or something like that because he doesn't. Not every fighter that he has, like in his stable, is going to be big enough to just be like on a pay-per-view card. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna need to pull something out his hat to like give his smaller time guys that's on the come up a platform to be watched on as well. Like they really need to figure that out because it seems like that Amazon deal is strictly for like pay-per-view events. You feel
You
what
know
I
what the
mean?
problem is? A lot of the fighters on PBC are already heading past their prime. Remember, PBC is not a promotional company. So it's like a baseball team where you have a bunch of players that have a high salary
Network.
and then they start getting old. Then you got a team like the Atlanta Braves that continues to build up young prospects and they become superstars without having to sign free agents. That's what Top Rank is. That's what Golden Boy is. Those are promotional companies that get fighters out of the amateurs. They build them up. They keep them active, so they keep on. They keep on with a new generation. PBC got the same people. They got Keith Thurman, recycle. Danny Garcia, recycle. Tank
They
Davis
signed upcoming
is
dudes out
pushing
there.
30.
You
They
know
got some
that.
upcoming niggas.
They signed young dudes too.
Yeah, but they're not active. They're not putting them out there like that. Like, come on, Martin should be fighting more.
Mm.
He in build up stage. I can't really say him. He not gonna touch a pay per view until I ain't gonna lie, like 2026 type shit. Like for him to really like, you know what I'm saying? Like he in build up stage.
He not even gonna
But
be
I
a
see
main
what you're
event.
saying though. But my
No, but
thing
he should be
is,
more active though. He should be
nah,
more active though.
he should be more active. But
Yeah, I
my
don't be
thing is
understanding
too,
these dudes' blueprint. 'Cause it seems like a lot of guys that sign with Floyd and shit like that, bro. They just be sitting on the shelf,
yeah,
bro.
they be sitting on the show.
Look what happened to the young fighter they had on PBC. That he was
What happened
doing good
to
in the
Joanne,
beginning.
bro?
Huh?
What happened with Joanne Ingram? What he doing? The one that knocked Rolly out in sparring.
I
He
have
ain't
no
doing
idea.
nothing.
That boy just sitting around training at Floyd gym and shit. Like, what
Yeah,
is
that
what?
nigga
Joey
say he had a fight in December.
Doesn't that
Joey
nigga do
Spencer,
like
they did Joey
exhibitions
Spencer
though?
dirty. They did Joey Spencer dirty, man. The way they
Yo,
built him up and they just threw him to the wolves like that, like Top Rank is the place to be. At the end of the day, when it comes
Nah,
down
I ain't
to it,
gonna. I'm not even gonna say top rank the place to be. I think, yo, if you see it, it's a trend that
the zone two,
everybody's signing with Eddie Hearn and them. Like I don't know if you've been seeing it. I think what dude at 140 just signed? Subriel Matias just signed with them
yeah, he
niggas.
did.
Richardson Hitches is
okay,
signed with them.
yeah. Joanne
A
Ingram ain't
few
fight
niggas.
since 2022, but he's about to fight March 9th. And
Matchroom
Yeah,
has
they had that
everybody
nigga
at
on the
140.
shelf
Hope
for a minute.
Mills.
I forgot about
Hope
Jahan.
Mills. Bro, he's supposed to be with Floyd and he's fighting like on a North Carolina card.
He's about to scrape his knee and fall mad hard.
Wow.
Yo, what's this I'm hearing about Danny Garcia and Conor Benn? You heard anything
Ooh,
about that?
let's talk about that
I like
because
that fight. I like that.
I
actually
was
really
talking
like
I
that
was
fight.
talking with Danny on Saturday night because he came through. He had a couple of fighters that he'd been working with fighting on the same card as us. So I was literally it shit was dope, bro. I should have took a picture, but I already got enough pictures with them niggas. I was chilling with Boots. It was Boots, Danny, and his Danny crazy ass dad in the joint and shit. I was talking shit to him too. But you know what I'm saying? We was all just chilling up there. And Danny Garcia was talking about that the fight with Landy Lara had fell through. Boots told me some shit too that he might be back in May. That's what he told me. Told me that personally. He might be back in May. So I look forward to that. You know what I mean? Hopefully he get them legal troubles out the way. He get back to doing what he do. But he's saying Danny said that fight with because we was trying to get him some work with one of our southpaws that we got, our 15-0 dude. But he was saying the Landy Lara fight fell through and that he's looking to be back in June or some shit like that. So that's
You know what?
that was the update with that. But
Yo, when
I
was
mean,
the last
I
time Danny
seen Conor,
Garcia flew?
huh?
When was the last time
When
Garcia
he
fought?
beat Jose Benavidez.
That was July 2022.
He
Yep.
ain't
That
fighting
was
almost
yeah.
2 years.
And you know what? I like the Conor Benn fight for Danny more than the Lara fight because stylistically, Lara, in my opinion, I think is all wrong for Danny. But Conor Benn is going to be right there in the wheelhouse. I think Danny beats him. If
Yeah,
Danny comes out
I got
sharp the way
Danny
he
in. I
did
ain't gonna lie.
against, if Danny comes out the way he did against Benavidez, I could see Danny beating Conor Benn. Anybody that stand in front of him like that, that's a fight that
Yeah.
he likes. But I don't see him beating Lara unless Lara's completely washed up. So I'm glad that fight kind of fell through, man. I give
Yo, I'm
Danny
gonna
a
go
shot
roam
even
around in the
against.
chat, Mark. You heard?
What was
Believe it or
that?
not, I give Danny a shot against Virgil Ortiz too.
What'd you say, Slum?
I'm gonna go roam around in the chat. Thank you for having me, bro.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
Peace, Slum.
All right, bro.
Yo, what you think about Danny versus Virgil Ortiz? I think that's even more marketable
No,
than Conor Benn.
let's talk more about this Conor Benn situation because I seen that this whole thing had pretty much started because Danny Garcia had did an interview, I believe it was with Fight Hype, and Danny did something that was pretty untraditional of him, and that was actually call out somebody to fight because if you know Danny Garcia how he moves, he really don't be calling nobody out. He really just be staying to himself, and like whenever he come out with a fight, that he come out with it. He doesn't really typically call out guys way too often, but he's been outspoken lately. I don't know if it's because of inactivity. I don't know exactly what the situation is, or what, or he just hungry to fight or whatever. But he seemed real optimistic about fighting Conor Benn. And usually when he does that, it's because he sees something. You know what I'm saying? I think that when he saw that Pete Dobson fight, I think he saw Pete Dobson be successful at certain points, and he's seen that his style could definitely have like his moments against Conor Benn where he could come out successful and possibly beat him. A lot of these dudes see hella holes in Conor Benn's game. Like Conor Benn got some good things in his arsenal and stuff like that, fast, explosive. You know what I mean? He got some good combination punches. He be in shape. He let his hands go. But with somebody like Danny Garcia, bro, now he's got a lot of criticism on my channel. But one thing I'm gonna say about Danny is he's experienced as hell. Good counter puncher, good timing, good power. I think he has some underrated boxing ability too. I ain't gonna lie to you. So, and he been around the block, which is what I mean by saying he experienced. So I think going up against Conor Benn, who's really inexperienced, you know what I mean, and pretty much been sheltered his whole career. I think that this will be a good win on Danny's resume. I think Danny could beat
Be a
this.
good one. Yeah.
I think Danny could beat this dude. I think
I
that
believe so too.
I think he could time him with a big shot and possibly hurt Conor Benn. Now he's not as fast or as active as Conor Benn, but that's with Danny's timing, I think he can neutralize a lot of Conor Benn's offense and his like overall speed advantage in general. You
Well,
feel
I
me?
agree.
Yo, I
I think
think Dub
Conor
right
Benn.
side backstage.
Say
I
that
think
again?
Conor's best.
Dub
What's
right
up?
side backstage.
Okay.
I think Conor's best shot. If Conor can take his punch without getting hurt, Conor could possibly outwork him because Danny's very selective. He doesn't really let his hands go like that, so he can get outworked. But if Danny can hurt him, that probably will cause Conor Benn to be more hesitant to let his hands go, and then I can see Danny taking over the fight and possibly even getting him out of there late.
Mm, that's possible. I can see him. I can see him really timing him like how he timed Amir Khan. That because Conor Benn do be getting reckless whenever he be letting his hands go. Like he really don't be taking into consideration like his defense and shit like that. So I can really see Danny getting an exchange with Conor and really catching him with a good hook or a good right hand. Because Danny, people always talk about Danny's hook and shit like that, but he punch hard with both hands. So I think that he could really hit Conor with some shit and really get him up out of there. And I don't know if Conor Benn has ever faced that type of adversity where he's had to get off the canvas or beat a count, you know what I'm saying, or shake off being hurt in the fight. I don't know if he's ever been through anything like that. But Danny's been through it all, bro. Now, Texas 16 says, has Danny ever been dropped? Not that I recollect. I don't think he's ever been dropped.
I never even seen Danny wobble before. The closest thing I seen was when Keith Thurman hit him and knocked him across the ring, but that was more like the force of the punch knocked him off balance. I never seen Danny get like wobbled where his legs were when he was on Queer Street. I never seen that before. I remember Lucas Matisse hit him with that right hand in that fight. He ate that shot. That punch knocked his mouthpiece. When I seen that, I said, "Damn, his chin is definitely for real." Because Lucas Matisse had that one punch knockout power.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've seen Thurman hitting with some hot shit, and he was like off balance, but he got right back into it with Thurman. I seen him try to go blow for blow with Spence, so he battle
Yeah,
tested, bro.
he
He
took some
battle
big
tested.
punches. He got
I
hit.
got
He
yo,
got
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I got Danny all the way, bro. I'm like really confident he'll beat Conor Benn. unless
He
like
got hit by Kendall Holt too.
completely, unless like his inactivity completely like fucked him over.
If his timing is off, yeah. If his timing is off, then
Yeah,
yeah,
like
he could lose. But
that's the only problem. His inactivity.
if he looks the way he did against Benavidez, I like his chances.
He
'Cause
was
he looks sharp.
he was inactive around that time too.
Yeah, he
So
was. Because prior to that, his last fight was with Earl in 2000. I think it was 2020 when he fought Earl, right? And then 2020. And then he fought Benavidez in July of 2022. So as long as he looked like he's still been in the gym, I see clips of him hitting the bag and everything like
oh,
that. So
Danny never really blow up, so that's not. I don't know. That's not nothing to really be concerned with Danny. It's just the timing. You know what I mean? But Yusef Little B1 says, "Where the next fight in Philly?" I'm not too sure. I haven't received a fight date from any of the promoters yet. I'm not too sure, but whenever I do get the date, I'll post it up on here for sure. But we just had one last Saturday. All three of my guys won, so it was a great night. Let me see. Lorenzo says, I don't see Conor Benn doing anything against Danny. I could really see him like getting reckless and running into some shit against Danny, bro. I really see that shit happening like very clearly. He like to come in all reckless and let his hands go because he used to bullying guys on that UK level. But once he get in there with somebody like Danny, who's naturally a fucking counter puncher and has a lot of pop behind that punch, I think he gonna be in trouble, bro.
yeah,
Let's see
and you know
let's
what?
see what Dub right side guys say. Dub right side backstage, man. Yo, Dub, what up?
What up, Mazuma, man? Salute to you. Salute to everybody on the panel, man. You do a hell of a job running your show, and I ain't got nothing but love and respect for you. Hey, I agree with you. I think that Danny got too many boxing skills. I think skills pay the bills in the sport of boxing, and I think Danny's skills is what we show over somebody like Conor Benn. We've seen Conor Benn struggle in his latest fights after respectfully. He came off the eggs or whatever whatever it was, I don't want to be too specific on it. I don't know that. I don't know exactly what happened, but we've seen him not be the exact same fighter that we've seen him against somebody like Chris Algieri. You know what I'm saying? He ain't been that same fighter. He ain't carried that same power. But at the same time, I do think skills pay the bills. And so somebody like Danny Garcia, we know Danny is one of those individuals who has mastered the game of boxing, and I think that he can definitely give somebody like a Conor Benn everything and then some. And once again, we haven't seen Conor Benn be that guy that he was after the alleged. And I don't want to cast no aspersions on Conor Benn, but whatever happened, we haven't seen him be that same guy. And so we've seen the explosiveness early in his career. We've seen, and that's what me specifically. I don't want to speak for everybody else. I'll speak for myself. One of the things that I thought about him is that, hey, the man is explosive. He hit hard. He's able to put combinations together. But then when he had to fight off of after he popped dirty and had to fight off of that, then he hasn't been the same since. And so somebody like Danny Swift, regardless of what you want to say about him, he getting long in the tooth respectfully. He is getting long in the tooth. It is what it is, boxing. But at the same time, the man still got skills. And I think his skill set is better than what Conor Benn brings to the table. And so I think, hey, if that fight does happen, if it does happen, Conor Benn needs a hell of a shot to stop to stop.
He ain't stopping Danny, bro. There's no way.
I agree with you, especially what I've seen from his last few fights. I agree with you, but if you
Can't get
don't
rid of
stop
Pete
him,
Dobson, bum
that
ass. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Pete Dobson, ass. And you couldn't
ass,
do nothing with him.
ass, and although I will say Pete Dobson, although he is a UK fighter, he's a
Nah, he
domestic
from
level
New York,
fighter.
bro.
Say it
Pete
again.
Dobson from New York.
Is he from New York?
Yeah, he from New York.
He's still what I would consider a domestic level fighter, and it is what it. Danny Garcia is levels above what Conor Benn is right now. So if that fight does happen, I would pick Danny Garcia to win the fight. But man, I'm looking, and I think we got to hold Conor Benn feet to the fire because we done seen this man cheat respectfully. I don't know. You can't even say respectfully when it's cheating. I take that back. It ain't respectful. But we done seen man cheat. At the same time, we done seen him be in the ring and put on certain performances. But what his latest performances, if he moves up or if he fights somebody like Danny Garcia, he getting hands put on him, man. He don't have that skill set. He relied on power, and that's really what he relied on, his power. His skill set is limited, um, and that's what it comes down to. Danny Garcia is a more skillful fighter. So if we ever saw that fight, I don't think we will see that fight, but if we do see that fight, Danny Garcia wins that fight.
I think we will see that fight. I think we will because they're trying to get that payday kind of been. They tried to get the Tank fight, didn't happen. The Devin Haney situation didn't happen. Danny Garcia is still a big name. You know, he's never headlined a pay per view, and I think he's due. That would be a good fight for him to win and retire off of that. Or even if he doesn't retire, do you think if he fights and beats Conor Benn impressively, do you think he probably will even try to go as far as to challenging Bud Crawford, being that they were once contemporaries at 147, which they never fought before?
He should. I don't think he will. I don't think he will. I think he had the opportunity, and respectfully, I don't think a lot of guys don't want to fight Bud, and we understand why. We see the skill set, so I don't think that somebody like Danny Garcia want to go fight Bud right now. And Danny Garcia has moved to 50. Excuse me, moved to 54. So, and I expect Bud to move to 54. If you don't mind, can I ask? I want to ask a quick question and kind of turn the when we're hearing right now that the EJ Bud fight. I'm an individual who picked EJ to win the fight
Yeah, bro.
from the beginning. I picked EJ to win, but at the same time, I'm still, hey, it is what it is. Bud put hands on his ass. Now that we hearing that this fight not gonna happen, who do y'all blame for this fight not happening? Is the EJ fight, or is it EJ or Bud who's
It's
not making
clearly,
this fight happen?
it's clearly Earl.
I agree. I agree. I agree.
Like that's not even a question for
No,
like
no, no,
real
no.
for real.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's not really a question because when you look over the situation, Bud had a rematch clause. He was willing to follow through with it. They had to sell December 31st.
Yep.
That didn't happen. You know what I mean? They kept pushing it back, kept pushing it back. I think there was a situation where Bud allowed him to have this 90-day, gave him like an additional 90 days. Then he gets the cataract surgery on his eye. So legally, he's free to go. He could go pursue whatever the fuck he want. That's why he's talking about the whole Canelo situation. If he was still locked into that rematch clause, then he wouldn't be talking about no Canelo fight. You know what I
All right.
mean?
No problem with it. No problem with it. So because we're not gonna see, and we got to hold EJ accountable. We got to hold that man accountable because the
Shit
man
dead.
said,
We
"You know
ain't
what?
want to see that shit anyway. It's dead. It's
I
cool.
want to. I want to. The man.
There's no point. For what? What we want to see Bud and Earl
I don't want
rematch
to see
for?
that. No.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I want to see
Probably
it.
the
I'll tell
only
you why.
one, Doug.
Hold on.
Doug, you
I'll
probably
tell you
the
why.
only one.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. The man said he wasn't going to make excuses. He made excuses. And then he said, well, my eye, this, that, whatever, whatever. Okay, cool. I want you at 100%. And I still think Bud will beat his ass now, even though I picked EJ to win from the beginning. I picked EJ to beat Bud. But after seeing the performance that Bud put on, I got Bud now. And it's not me switching sides or anything like that. I'm just looking at what I seen in the ring. That's it. And so it I still think that a rematch is deserved if the rematch is there. If you're gonna make it though, make the fight happen now. And all these other excuses that's coming out now, I don't want to hear it. So if you're not gonna make that fight, allow Bud to move forward. And y'all stop. Not saying y'all on this panel, but stop criticizing the man. Stop criticizing them for not fighting EJ because EJ is the one who don't want to fight. From what I'm seeing right now, that's all I'm saying. Stop
Champ,
criticizing Bud.
I'm about to get off the live eye corner tonight, man. Y'all be safe. You have a good one, you heard?
All right, for sure.
Hey,
I'll let you.
heard you, bro. Much love.
All right, well, I'm gonna get into this last question, and I'm gonna get up out of here. And this was Trap Inc. Trap Inc. asks Mazuma, what do you think? Mazuma, do you think we will ever get Boots versus Crawford? Now, with that fight right there, I honestly think that it's all up to Bud Crawford at the end of the day. I think that his options are real limited at this point in time. Canelo told you he not gonna fight Bud because he feels like he's not gonna get anything out of it. That if he beats him, they're gonna say he's too small. You know what I mean? That's exactly what he said. And in all honesty, this is one of very few situations where I agree with Canelo Alvarez. You know what I mean? Like, I know there's some people that came out and said that they don't want to that they would like to see Bud take on that challenge. But in all honesty, bro, I don't really want to see that because there's plenty of fights that's around Bud's weight class, in or around his weight class, that we can honestly see. At 47, we can still see the Jerron Ennis fight. At 54, he could fight Tim Tszyu. He could fight. He could get that fight with Jermell Charlo if he seriously pursued it. He could unify the 154-pound division. You know what I mean? Like, those are more meaningful fights in my opinion. Like, I think that moving up 3 weight classes is a hell of a risk. And I'm gonna keep it real with you. I don't really want to see Bud go through that type of situation. And I don't want to give Canelo the credit of beating somebody like Terence Crawford, somebody who moved up 3 weight divisions. You know what I mean? Because you already know they're gonna spice up Canelo if he were to defeat Terence Crawford. You know, they're gonna throw that on the resume and try to make it look all good. You know what I mean? It's like it's an extremely uphill battle that I really don't care to see. You know I mean, I'm sick of seeing guys constantly move up to Canelo and, you know what I mean, sit down for all his fucking demands. Meanwhile, he don't even want to give us the one fight we want to see in his own division, and that's David Benavidez. So why we gotta keep giving these guys why we gotta keep giving Canelo Alvarez middleweights, super welterweights, bro? Nah, bro. We need to leave that shit alone. Put the pressure on Canelo to fight the one man that's in his division that genuinely wants smoke and could give him a hell of a fight. You know what I'm saying?
But this the problem.
Hold on. Let me finish that.
Bad.
So Boots, well, Terence Crawford, you know what I mean? His options are extremely limited. You know what I mean? Canelo said he don't want to fight him. He said Terence Crawford told you himself he don't want to fight Jermell after his last performance. He made it seem like he wasn't too optimistic about fighting Tim Tszyu neither. Now his team is coming out and saying different, so that's a possibility. But that's if he even defeats Keith Thurman. Crawford said he don't want to fight Keith Thurman either because Thurman never wanted to give him an opportunity. So, bro, there's no other way to look, man. If you're looking at the most demanded fights for Terence Crawford at this point in time, it's Jerron Ennis. And I know for a fact, I talked to Boots on Saturday, he wants that fight. You feel what I'm saying? He wants that fight.
Hey, bro,
you to get that fight. So
you in Philly, bro? You in Philly?
Crawford. That's it. I hope we get that fight, but it's all up to Crawford at the end of the day.
You in Philly, bro?
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Philly. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Georgia boy, so shout out to Philly. But I agree with you. If you're not gonna be able to get any of these other big fights, man, fight Boots. Make the fight happen.
I don't think there's any fight.
It's not gonna happen. I understand it's not gonna happen. We know it's not.
There's no other fight out here that's bigger than the Boots fight. What fight is in more demand?
There's no fight in more demand, in my opinion. I'm a country nigga, so but I looking from a Bud perspective, and I disagree with it. But I think Bud would say that, well, if I could get a pay-per-view fight with the winner of the Tim Tszyu, what's his name? Well, I think Tim Tszyu beat Thurman, but But if I can get that fight, I think he would consider that a bigger pay-per-view fight. I don't know. I agree with you 100%. I want to see Bud. If you're not gonna fight EJ, you're not gonna get the Canelo fight. It don't look like you're even gonna get the Charlo fight. So if you get the Charlo fight, I'm cool with it. But if you don't get none of those, man, you need to fight Boots, bro. Like fight Boots. Why not? Go improve. And I understand. He gonna tell me it's high risk, low reward. I understand that. But from a fan perspective, I'm a boxing fan. I ain't got shit invested in this shit. So I just want to see the best fight. And out of all the names out there, bro, if you're not gonna be able to get any of them other names, you need to fight Boots. Fight him. And if you go beat his ass, cool. When he tells us it's high risk, low reward, anytime a fighter tell me that, I got questions about it. The reason being is because ain't no way you can tell me if you truly believe in yourself, it's high risk and low reward. No. You putting another scalp on your name. This is an undefeated fighter. This is what a lot of individuals, me myself, I think is one of the top individuals in the game as far as Boots goes. If you the goods, Bud, and I think Bud is the goods, I do think that. Man, go make that fight happen. I want to see it. Now, the money aspect of it, and I understand what Bud is in his career and what he wants as far as money goes. I think it all plays a part in it. But as a boxing fan, I can't dictate the money. I can't dictate it. I can't dictate those fights. All I can say is I want to see you fight the best. And outside of Bud right now, excuse me, outside of Boots right now, Bud ain't getting he ain't getting the Canelo fight. So what's a bigger fight than Boots? Tim Zoo?
Nah.
I mean, I don't know, but my bad, man. I apologize. I held your show up tonight, and I was late on your show, so I appreciate you allowing me on. And man, keep doing your thing. Anytime I get a chance to rock with you, I'm gonna rock with you.
All right, bet. Appreciate that, man. And we're gonna end this right here with Yusuf's last comment. He said, why Danny don't give Boots a shot? They in the same city. Then goes on to say, why don't Danny give Boots a shot? Well, it's pretty simple, Yusuf. Danny don't want that smoke. And that's pretty much it, man. Y'all, I appreciate everybody that tuned into the channel tonight, man. We got 25 people in the building. If you can hit the like button on the way out, it is very much appreciated. You feel what I'm saying? We about almost 2 hours into this live, man. If you appreciate the content that was given, man, please subscribe to the channel. You know what I mean? Join the nation, man. Come see what the nation and the mob is all about. You feel what I mean? Well, until then, I hope y'all have a blessed, beautiful night. I'm going to take my ass to bed, man. But until then, I'll be back at y'all with some more video. I'll be back at y'all with some more videos and another live tomorrow night, man. But until then, y'all have a blessed day, blessed night, whatever the hell you want to call it, depending on where you at. I'm out of here, man. Peace.